Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Sana Jabin, working as an assistant professor in Department of Botany, Division of Science and Technology, University of Education, Lahore. Today, I am here with the 7th lecture of our course, Mycology and Plant Pathology, and this lecture is about Oomycota, Introduction and General Features. In our course, in the fungal systematics part, previously we have studied about the classification of fungi in detail. Then we studied about the Myxomycota, which is classified under the kingdom Protozoa. In our syllabus, the next phylum is Chytridiomycota, followed by Zygomycota, then Oomycota. Chytridiomycota and Zygomycota belong to kingdom fungi along with the Ascomycota and Basidiomycota, while Oomycota does not classify in the kingdom fungi, rather a different kingdom which is Chromista. So we will be studying it after Myxomycota, then we will go towards the phyla in kingdom fungi. In this lecture, we will be studying about the somatic structures, that is the vegetative mycelium of the members in Oomycota, and we will consider a representative species from this phylum to study its life cycle and reproduction. This is the list of fungal phyla mentioned in our syllabus, which we will go through. We have done with the Myxomycota and then moving towards the Oomycota, in which a specific order is mentioned in our syllabus, the order Pyronosporales. We will be taking one species as an example from this order to study its somatic structures and life cycle. Before starting a detailed account on this phylum, first we will start with the introduction. The word Oomycota is derived from two Greek words, that is oon meaning egg and mycetas meaning fungus. So in this phylum, those fungi are incorporated which produce the large oogonia. So the word refer to the large round oogonia. These are the structures that contain the female gametes. That is the characteristic of this group. They are commonly called water mold. That is, the Oomycota are commonly known as water mold. The name water mold refers to their earlier classification as fungi and their preference for conditions of highly humidity regions and running surface water, which is characteristic for the basal taxa, but name is not true for most of these species, which are terrestrial pathogens. According to Dictionary of Fungi, that is written by Kirk et al. 2001, mentioned in our syllabus book, as well as the Introduction to Fungi by Webster and Weber, the genus comprised of 800 to 1000 species. According to the latest edition of Dictionary of Fungi, currently this phylum is represented by 956 species belonging to 106 genera. The phylum Oomycota includes the fungus-like eukaryotes. The members in Oomycota were originally grouped with fungi due to similarities in morphology and their lifestyle, including the mode of nutrition, that is absorptive heterotrophic. However, molecular and phylogenetic studies revealed significant differences between the fungi and Oomycota, which means the latter are now grouped within the Straminipila, which includes some types of algae too. The name of the kingdom Straminipila represents the two different types of flagella in the organisms classified under this heading. This picture shows ultrastructure of flagella in Straminipila. Here you can see the scanning electron micrographs, which are also known as the ultrastructures. A shows whiplash flagellum of Pythium monosporium, that is a member of Oomycota. The tip is narrower, here you can see, than the main body of the flagellum. Because the two central microtubules are longer than the 9 outer doublets. You have studied the structure of flagella in detail in some other courses, for example, cell biology maybe. So you are aware of microtubules. Here the arrow indicates the coating of the flagellum with very fine hairs. B shows the tinsel flagellum with numerous TTHs. These are the tripartite tubular hairs because they are divided into 3 parts, hence the name is tripartite. One part is this, the bulbous base, and the other part is slightly thicker, and here you can see very thin thread. Each tripartite tubular hair ends in 2 fibers. One is longer and thicker, and then the other is narrower. Here you can see the organisms bearing such flagella are formally called mastigonemes, thereby naming the fungi as Mastigomycotina. As you have gone through such classification in some books from Pakistani authors and some older versions of Introductory Mycology by Lexopoulos. This classification scheme is not followed in recent years. Here in this picture, you are watching a phylogenetic tree of the Straminipila and members of other kingdoms based on analysis of ribosomal sequences that are the ITS sequences of the nuclear ribosomal RNA gene we discussed in detail in our previous lectures. Here you can see the Myxomycota forming their own lineage. We have studied this group in kingdom Protozoa. Here you can see, and a lineage of Plantae. Here you can see this node is separated. Here is a branch which represents the kingdom Plantae. Here you can see the members of Animalia clustered in a separate group, and this group is kingdom Fungi, and it includes Basidiomycota, Ascomycota, and Chytridiomycota. Here you can see the dotted line separates the members in the kingdom Straminipila, and you can see here the Oomycota with other groups like Hyphochytridiomycota and some members of algae. Here you can see the Bacillariophyta, the diatoms. You have already read the life cycle of Pinularia in Diversity of Plants course. This group belongs to phylum Heterocontophyta. In recent classification schemes of algae, that means 2 different kinds of flagella are present in this group. Same is the case with the Oomycota that bears 2 different kinds of flagella in their zoospores. So they are also included in the kingdom Chromista along with the algae that shows 2 different types of flagella in their zoospores. In recent classification scheme, the kingdom Straminipila of Webster and Weber is the synonym of Chromista, which is the recent name of this kingdom as mentioned in Ruggiero et al. 2015 classification. The Chromista name is due to presence of some colored pigments in the organisms that are characterized under this group, particularly algae bears such type of pigments. Most of the members of Oomycota produce hyphae forming a mycelium. Although some members grow sac-like or branched thalli, their hyphae differ in certain details from Eumycota, but like them, the hyphae of the Oomycota display apical growth and enzyme secretion. They ramify or branched throughout the substratum by branching to form a mycelium, and can show morphogenetic plasticity by differentiation into specialized structures such as Aprisoria or Hastoria. These are the germinating and absorbing structures. The hyphae of Oomycota are coinocytic, that is, they are generally cross-wall-less, except in old compartments or at the base of the reproductive structures. The overall mycelium is septaless, that is aseptate or coinocytic or cenocytic, but when their reproductive structures are formed, they produce a septa at the base of the reproductive structures such as Antheridia and Oogonia. The cytoplasm is generally coarsely granular and contains vacuoles, Golgi stacks, all Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, and diploid nuclei. Cytoplasmic glycogen granules, which are one of the major carbohydrate storage sites in Eumycota, are absent from the hyphae of Oomycota, and this is an important feature that differentiates the member of kingdom fungi from the members of Oomycota or Chromista. The apex of the hyphae is devoid of cellular organelles, means they lack cellular organelles other than the numerous secretory vesicles that are present at the tip of the hyphae. And one more important feature is that the hyphae lack into a Spitzenkoper. This is a type of arrangement of vesicles in the form of body. Hence, the name is given in German language. Here you can see the Spitzenkoper body, that is a globular structure present here, but here you can see they are absent. The apical body is called the Spitzenkoper. In Oomycota, these vesicles are loosely scattered. Here you can see in the cytoplasm of the hyphal apical region. This schematic drawing of the arrangement of vesicles in growing hyphal tips, you can see the secretory vesicles are visible in all hyphal tips, but the smaller microvesicles, here you can see the chytosomes, the smaller vesicles are also called the chytosomes, are prominent only in Esco and Basidiomycota and contribute to the Spitzenkoper morphology of the vesicle cluster. In Eumycota, they contain chitin synthase enzymes and make up Spitzenkoper core in the form of small vesicles. So they produce some enzymes that produce the chitin in the cells, and Ascomycota and Basidiomycota have the chitin cell wall, while this wall is absent in the members of Oomycota. This could be the reason in general absence of chitin from the walls of Oomycota instead of cellulose. Other biochemical differences include the lysine synthetic pathway in Oomycota, which resembles to the plants instead of fungi. So this is another important feature that differentiate the members of Oomycota from the kingdom fungi, and they are placed in a separate kingdom, which is the Chromista. Since the microvesicles which contain chitin synthase are absent in Oomycota, so the wall lacks chitin and have cellulose and a crystalline form of glucan, which is also a polysaccharide containing of glucose units. It contributes the main fibrous component of the wall of the members of Oomycota. So here you can see in this table the Oomycota, that is the example is the Phytophthora. We will study this organism in detail in the next lecture, and you can see here the cellulose is present in their cell wall and the presence of glucans. These are the fibrous structures and these are the polysaccharides, and these are different from the chitin which is present in the members of Ascomycota and Basidiomycota. Here you can see the greater amount of chitin is present in these two members, while chitin is absent in the members of Oomycota because they lack the microtubules, that is the small globular structures which synthesize the enzymes that secrete the chitin cell wall. The mitochondria of the oomycota cannot be observed under light microscope in comparison to the mitochondria of eumycota. So these mitochondria of the eumycota are smaller in size as compared to the mitochondria of the true fungi, that includes the members of Ascomycota and Basidiomycota. But when viewed with the transmission electron microscope, they can have tubular rather than lamellate cristae. So here in this picture, you can see the ultrastructure of mitochondria observed by transmission electron microscope. You can see the internal features through the transmission electron microscope. A shows the mitochondria of the Phytophthora species. The inner mitochondrial membrane is folded into a complex tubular network. In B, mitochondria of Ascomycota. Here you can see with the inner membrane appearing lamellate. Here you can see the inner membranes and you can see the lamellae, and you can relate these lamellae to the lamellae of a mushroom. So you can see here they looks like the gills of a mushroom. So this is mitochondria of the members of Ascomycota as well as Basidiomycota, but you cannot see here in this picture that belongs to the members of oomycota, and here you can see the small tubular structures rather than the lamellae in their mitochondria. The vacuolar system, that is the presence of vacuoles in the cell of oomycota, is also unusual in containing dense body vesicles or fingerprint vacuoles. Here you can see in this picture fingerprint vacuoles, which consist of deposits of phosphorylated glucan polymer and mycolaminarian structures. Mycolaminarian may serve as a storage compound for carbohydrates as well as phosphate. As you know, the vacuoles are the structures that save or that store some compounds. So here they store the carbohydrates as well as phosphate. The polyphosphate storage deposits are typically found within vacuoles of true fungi, and they are absent from the vacuoles of oomycota. Apart from that, the vacuoles of oomycota share many features with those of the true fungi, including the membranous continuities, which often link adjacent vacuoles and provide a means of transport. Here you can see the presence of membrane that transport the material from one part of the cell to the other part of the cells. The cytoplasmic glycogen granules, which are one of the major carbohydrate storage sites in eumycota, are absent from the hyphae of oomycota. So this is another important feature that distinguish the eumycota, that is the Ascomycota and Basidiomycota, from the members of oomycota, which belong to the kingdom Chromista. The oomycota are characterized by motile asexual spores, which are called the zoospores, and these zoospores produce in the zoosporangia. They are heterocont. Heterocont means they possess two types of flagella. One is the Straminipila type and the other is tinsel type or the whiplash type of the flagella. Two types of zoospores may be produced, and if so, the auxiliary zoospore is the first formed. It is grape shaped with both flagella inserted apically as shown in figure A. Here you can see this is the auxiliary type of flagella and both flagella are inserted at the apex. This zoospore encysts soon after its formation because of the unfavorable conditions if present, or these are very sensitive, so they encyst themselves. It means encystment is the withdrawal of the flagella so that a tuft of tripartite tubular hairs is left behind on the surface of the developing cyst. This means that when this flagella is withdrawn, only these structures, these minute structures which are known as the tripartite tubular hairs, they are only present on the surface of these zoospores. This is germinates to give rise to the principal zoospore, that is the main zoospore, which is by far the more common type and also the more vigorous swimmer, that is very active swimmer. This typical and radially recognized oomycete zoospore is uniform in appearance across the phylum, that is, it is present in almost all families of this phylum, and all of these zoospores look like this. In species lacking auxiliary zoospores, the principal zoospore is usually produced directly from the sporangium. It is kidney shaped. Here you can see it is slightly depressed from here. It is kidney shaped with the flagella inserted laterally. Here you can see it is inserted laterally within the lateral groove. The encystment is initiated by shedding rather than the withdrawal of the flagella, not tufts of the tripartite tubular hairs which are left on the cyst surface. So this is the difference between these two type of flagella, that is they shed their flagella and they withdraw mean they can incorporate these flagella inside their body and they shed their flagella, so you cannot see these small minute outgrowth on the upper surface of this zoospore. So this is the zoospore. These are the zoospores which are heterokinds bearing two different types of flagella. Now let's move towards the reproduction. The life cycle of oomycota of the haplomytic, that is the mitosis, occurs only between the karyogamy and meiosis. So first step is the karyogamy, then mitosis, and then meiosis. All vegetative structures of oomycota are therefore diploid, that is 2N state. This is in contrast to the eumycota, in which vegetative nuclei are usually haploid. We will be studying in detail the members of Ascomycota and Basidiomycota. They bears the haploid vegetative cells, while this group contains diploid nuclei in their vegetative state. Sexual reproduction in oomycota is oogamous. Hence the name is oomycota, that is male and female gametangia are different in size and shape. We have studied already about the reproduction in fungi, and there we studied an introductory account on the oogamous type of reproduction, so in which the male and female gametangia are of different size and shape. Let's see in the diagram. Here you can see the antheridium and oogonium representing the gametangia. This is the antheridium and this is the oogonium. Meiosis occurs in the male antheridia here and in the female oogonia, and is followed by plasmogamy. Here you can see the fusion between these two protoplast, and then karyogamy, that is the fusion of nuclei. The nucleus of the antheridium move towards the nucleus of the oogonium, and this is called the karyogamy. The mature oospore, here is the oospore. It contains three major pools of storage compounds. That is, oospore is the structure which contains the nourishment for the newly emerging hyphae. So it contains several different compartments that contain the storage compounds. The oospore wall is often appears stratified. Stratified means stretched to form a polysaccharide reserve compartment. The endospore, which is located here, you can see this is the epispore and this is the endospore, which is located between the plasma membrane and the outer wall. The outer wall is called epispore. Upon germination, the endospore is thought to coat the emerging germ tube with wall material, that is with the presence of the glucans, and some material may also be taken by the endocytosis procedure. A large storage vacuole inside the oospore protoplast is called the ooplast. So here is also a large storing structure which is known as the ooplast. It arises by the fusion of dense body vesicles and like them contains microlaminarian and phosphate structures, as I told you earlier. The third storage compartment consists of one or several lipid droplets. Here you can see the several lipid droplets are present which provide the endogenous energy supply required for the germination of this oospore to form a new mycelium. This is all about the structure of oospore. Now move towards the significance of this group. Oomycota have a major impact on mankind as pathogens causing plant diseases of epidemic properties. Two events had particularly known for reaching political and social consequences and have shaped and interlinked the young disciplines of mycology and plant pathology in the 19th century. These were the Great Irish Potato Famine of 1845 to 1848, which is caused by the first Phytophthora infestans, and the occurrence of diny mildew of grapes caused by the Plasmopara viticola, a fungus that belong to the Oomycota. In order Pyronosporales, we will be discussing this organism in detail along with the Phytophthora infestans. Phytophthora infestans prepared the way for the revolutionary theory that fungal infections can be the cause rather than the consequence of disease, whereas the Plasmopara viticola stimulated the research into chemical control of diseases, which directly gave rise to the first fungicide, the Bordeaux mixture. So this is the significance of this group that led to the several scientific researches. Now move towards the habitat and distribution. Although all members of Oomycota depend on the moist conditions for the dispersal of their zoospores, they are cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan means they are present in every geographic region, and ubiquitous means they can be present on every environmental conditions, even in the terrestrial situations. In species adapted to the drier habitats, the sporangia often germinate directly to reproduce germ tube, while zoospore released as an alternative germination method only in the presence of moisture, or in dry conditions zoospore do not form. So this is the important feature that is exhibited by the algae also, that is where there is the presence of moisture or water, the zoospores are produced, while if the conditions are dry, then the sporangia germinate directly to form the mycelium. Oomycota occur in fresh water, the sea, in the soil, and on the above ground plant organs. Most are obligate aerobes, although some tolerate anaerobic conditions. Now move towards the nutrition in these fungi. Oomycota live either saprotrophically on organic material, that is on the dead organic matter, or they may be obligate biotrophs or facultative necrotrophs, forming the diseases in the plants. Some can also cause diseases of animals such as Aphanomycetes astacei, which has all but eliminated European crayfish from many rivers. Saprolegnia species, which cause serious infections of farmed fish, especially salmon, or Pythium insidiosum, cause equine, that is the affecting horses or other members of the horse family. The disease name is phycomycosis. Yet other Oomycota, notably the Legnidium giganteum, parasitize insects and may prove valuable in the biological control of mosquito larvae. This is all about the introduction to the Oomycota and the general features exhibited by the taxa belonging to this phylum. For detailed study, please refer to the book Introduction to Fungi by Webster and Weber, Chapter 5, and Introductory Mycology by Alexopoulos, Chapter 23. Most of the contents of this presentation are from these books. The links or reference of each source is given on the respective slides. Thank you very much.